You don't know Blowitz, probably never heard of him even, which is your good luck, although I dare say if you'd met him you'd have thought him harmless enough. I did, to my cost. Not that I bear him a grudge, much, for he was a jolly little teetotum, bursting with good intentions, and you may say it wasn't his fault that they paved my road to hell, which lay at the bottom of a salt mine, and it's only by the grace of God that I ain't there yet, entombed in everlasting rock. Damnable places, and not at all what you might imagine. Not a grain of salt to be seen, for one thing. Mind you, when I say 'twasn't Blowitz's fault, I'm giving the little blighter the benefit of the doubt, a thing I seldom do. But I liked him, you see, in spite of his being a journalist. Tricky villains, especially if they work for the Times. He was their correspondent in Paris 30 years ago, and doubtless a government agent. Show me the Times man who wasn't, from Delane to the printer's devils, but whether he absolutely knew what he was about or was merely trying to do old Flashy a couple of good turns, I ain't sure. It was certainly his blasted pictures that led me astray, photographs of two lovely women, laid before my unsuspecting middle-aged eyes, one in 78, t'other in 83, and between 'em they landed me in the strangest pickle of my misspent life. Not the worst, perhaps, but bad enough and deuced odd. I don't think I understand the infernal business yet, not altogether. It had its compensations along the way, though, among them the highest decoration France can bestow, the gratitude of 2 crowned heads, one of 'em an out-and-out stunner, much good may it do me, the chance to serve Otto Bismarck a bad turn, and the favours of that delightful little spanker, Mamselle Caprice, to say nothing of the enchanting iceberg Princess Krauter. No, I can't think too much ill of little Blowitz at the end of the day. He was reckoned the smartest newsman of the time, better than Billy Russell even, for while Billy was the complete hand at dramatic description, thin red streaks and all, and the more disastrous the better, Blowitz was a human ferret, with his plump little claw on every pulse from Lisbon to the Kremlin. He knew everyone, and everyone knew him, and trusted him. That was the great thing. Kings and chancellors confided in him, empresses and grand duchesses whispered him their secrets, prime ministers and ambassadors sought his advice, and while he was up to every smoky dodge in his hunt for news, he never broke a pledge or betrayed a confidence, or so everyone said. Blowitz loudest of all. I guess his appearance helped, for he was nothing like the job at all, being a 5-foot butterball with a beaming baby face behind a mighty moustache, innocent blue eyes, bald head, and frightful whiskers a foot long, chattering 19 to the dozen in several languages, gushing gallantly at the womenfolk, nosing up to the elbows of the men like a deferential gun-dog, chuckling at every joke, first with all the gossip, so long as it didn't matter, a prime favourite at every Paris party and reception, and never missing a word or a look or a gesture, all of it grist to his astounding memory. Let him hear a speech or read a paper, and he could repeat it, pat, every word, like Macaulay. Aye, and when the great crises came, and all Europe was agog for news of the latest treaty or rumour of war or collapsing ministry, it was to the Times, Paris telegrams, they looked. For Blowitz was a past master at what the Yankee scribblers call the scoop. At the famous Congress of Berlin, of which more anon, when the doors were locked for secret session, Bismarck looked under the table, and when Disraeli asked him what was up, Bismarck said he wanted to be sure Blowitz wasn't there. A great compliment, you may say, and if you don't, Blowitz did, frequently.